People continue to stay home as much as possible during this pandemic. Many victims of domestic abuse and sexual assault are being forced to remain under the same roof as their abusers. But there is help for victims here in the Valley. I spoke with the executive director of Shelter from the Storm, Angelina Coe. Angelina, thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Are you concerned that right now, with the stay-at-home order still in place, there are more victims of domestic violence?
Well, with the stay-at-home order, what we need to remember is that victims are now sheltering in place with their abusive partner. And so before, when they were sheltering with or living with their abusive partner, they had some outlets of free time where they can get away and the abuse de-escalated. And now with schools being closed and people not working and everybody being home, they don't have those respite periods. And in unhealthy relationships, the violence is just going to continue to escalate as opposed to have the honeymoon period and go through the cycle. So yes, we are concerned. The reality is that during this pandemic, the crisis for victims is going to be even more so dangerous.
Can you give us any examples of the types of situations you're seeing right now?
Well, what we're seeing a lot of is fear of the unknown. Where do I go if the violence escalates? How do I keep my children safe? Because before they weren't home when these incidents occurred, and now they are here and they're here all the time. So there's a lot of questions about safety planning and precautions and what happens if I leave? Where do I go where I won't be exposed to COVID-19? And what will happen after this pandemic and the stay-at-home orders are lifted? What do I do about housing? So those are the questions we're getting. And there's also the questions about weapons in the home. There's more guns in the home. There's more accessible knives and other things that can be used to harm victims. So they're concerned about that. And what we're seeing, it's all about power and control dynamic. So we're seeing that being used against them. Who's going to believe you? Who's going to come and respond to you? You're going to expose yourself to illness. Especially the undocumented and those that have other health issues, that's being used against them to control them and add to the fear in the home. So we're seeing that escalation as well.
So then what should people do who are in bad situations?
The first thing we suggest is to assess your home for safety. Where is the safest location in your home to be if a situation should escalate? Try to be in an open area like the living room where there are multiple exits. Try to be in a visible area where a neighbor can hear you or someone can know that there's a situation and they can call for help for you. Prepare your children and have them find a safe place to hide if need be. And if they can call the police, get help, get an emergency restraining order, call the national hotline, get resources, and prepare yourself for an escalation and what to do in that situation.
A lot of nonprofits and organizations in our community are hurting right now. How has this pandemic affected you?
The way it's affected us the most is not being able to reach the most vulnerable because we're not seeing clients in person. And we'd had to rethink and reformat how we serve those in need. We're doing a lot of telephonic services. We're doing a lot of online platform services, which is really new to us. We've never done telehealth before with victims of domestic violence. We've never done ongoing telephonic sessions with them. So it's a really different dynamic. And again, we have to respect where the victim is coming from and meet them where they are. So if they don't have the technology or the accessibility because of where they're located in the Valley, we have to be able to see how to serve them and how to help keep them safe and how to prepare them and their children to deal with the situation and to reach us after this is all over, because this isn't going to last forever. And we're bracing ourselves for once the stay-at-home orders are lifted, people reaching out, needing housing, needing resources, needing to heal from the trauma of being sheltered in place with their abusive partner and the abuse they've had to endure.
Angelina, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. And I just wanted to say, if someone is in danger and they need help, please reach out to our hotline. We're here 24/7. We will walk you through some safety planning. We will give you additional resources. And if you're really in danger and you need to leave, we will help you with access to finding resources to do so.
And that hotline number is?
760-328-7233.
And your website?
www.shelterfromthestorm.com.
Angelina, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me, Peter. You have a great day, and you please stay safe and take care.